Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone. In this lesson, you will learn how to solve simple inequality. So the objective of this lesson is you will learn how to solve simple inequality, and the key is move negative unknown to the other side. So it's very simple. If you are familiar with solving equation in Sec 1, this should not be an issue. So let us just recap on how we solve an equation. Now, a very simple equation is 2x is equal to 12, and the answer will just be, or the working will just be, we move the 2 to the other side. Because this is times, it will become divide. 12 divided by 2, and I will get 6. And this will be my answer. As simple as that. And this is something that we have learned last year. What about the inequality that we are going to learn? So a similar question in inequality will look like this. 2x is less than 12. Solve and represent on a number line. So the working is actually identical. You move the 2 over to the other side. So you get x is smaller than 12 divided by 2, because times you move over, it becomes divide. Anything you move over equal or inequality signs, the four inequality sign, they will become the opposite sign. Times becomes divide, divide becomes times, plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus. And my answer will be x is smaller than 6. How do I represent this on a number line? It will be like this, and 6, and because it is smaller than, so circle, and towards this direction. Okay? How about this? This is an equation that we learn how to solve in Sec 1. So in this case, x will be equals to 25 divided by negative 15, and I will have x is equals to negative 1 and 2 over 3. So this is how you solve an equation. Now, let us look at a similar question for inequality. Negative 15x is larger than 25. Now, here it will be a bit different because, as mentioned in the key, we are supposed to move the negative unknown over to the other side. So, the first question, right, because 2x is positive, you do not have to move the x to the other side. In this case, x have a negative coefficient. We need to move the whole thing to this side and 25 to the other side. So what I will get is negative 25 is larger or equals to 15x. You just need to be careful that whenever you move the number, the sign must change. This is a positive 25, you move over, it becomes a negative 25. So it might help you if you write a plus in front of 25. So once you move them around, you will see that your x will become positive. And this is important because whenever we solve equation or inequality, the question will always ask you to find the x or the y, not the negative x or negative y. So once you have done this, it's pretty straightforward already. 15 you can move over to becomes divide. So you have negative 25 divided by 15 is larger or smaller than x. Then you have negative 1 and 2/3 is larger or equals to x. And how I represent this on the number line, it will be like this. Negative 1 and 2/3, and x is smaller than negative 1 and 2/3, so x is here, and because it is equal, it can be equals to negative 1 and 2/3, I must use a dot. For the next example, we look at this set 1 question. Negative 20 is equal to negative 4x. What do? Is I will bring the negative 4x to the other side. So it will be negative 20 divided by negative 4. And I will have x is equal to this. And x will be equals to 5. So far, so good. If we look at the inequality, you can see that, oh, if x is negative, I need to move the x over. And the negative 20, I can also move over. So what I will get is 4x is smaller or equals to 20. So x is smaller or equals to 5. And my number line will just be 5 is down here, the dot, and smaller than will be like this. Okay. Now, some students actually like to do this. I show you a wrong example. They might just flat out forget that if it's negative, you need to make the coefficient of x positive by moving it over. And when they do not move it over, they will only move negative 4 over, and end up I will get this, which is wrong, because here I will have 5 is smaller than x, and you can see that instead of x is smaller than 5, it now becomes 5 is smaller than x, which is different from the correct answer. So do not do this. Whenever you see that x is negative, just switch it around so that you work with a positive x value. Alright? So I have these 3 questions. Please go and try them out and represent them on a number line. And if you need the answer, this will be the answer. You can check them after you are done. So these are all very simple questions. I don't think I will need to go through. Next, we will look at some equation that is slightly more complicated. So in set 1, you probably have learned how to solve this equation. 3x plus 5 is equals to 17. And just a recap, first thing we move is the constant, which is plus 5. So plus 5, I move over, it's supposed to becomes negative 5. And we will end up with 3x is equals to 17 minus 5. 3x will be equals to 12. And if I move the 3 over, because this is times 3, I will get x is equals to 12 divided by 3, which is equals to 4. So this is pretty simple. When you move a number over, the sign must change into negative. In this case, plus change to negative. 3 times x times I move over, it will become divide. How about inequality? So this is the example that I'm going to give. 3x plus 5 is less than 17. So I will have 3x, then it is smaller than 17 because I would have moved the plus 5 over and make it into minus 5. So the rest of the steps are actually just the same. You will have 4 down here. And if I want to represent this on a number line, greatest integer of x. So circle. Why is it circle? Because it does not consist of 4. So the greatest integer which x can be will be 3 because it is the largest whole number for the range of x. So this is very simple stuff, and please try out these two questions, and if you need the answer, they are available here. So please pause the video and try it out. Drawing the number line will help you with the answer. Alright? So pause the video and try it out. And now I believe that you have attempted the question. Let us go through the working. 2y plus 3 is larger than 15. Plus 3, I will move over. It will become 15 minus 3. So 2y is larger than 12. Then y will be larger than 12 divided by 2. Y will be larger than 6. And if I draw the number line, 6 is here, circle here is the range of y. And I can tell that the next whole number after 6 will be 7. That's why my answer is 7. Okay, next, part B. Minus 3m plus 6 is larger than 19. So in this case, right, 3m plus 6 is larger or equals to 19. Because m have a negative coefficient, you need to move it over. The 19 you can move here. And because this is plus 19, you will get a negative 19. 6 minus 19 is larger or equals to 3m. The sign of the 3 need to change into positive in this case. So 6 minus 19, I will get 13. Negative 13 is larger or equals to 3m. Next, you move the 3 over to negative 13 because negative 13 divided by 3 is larger or equals to m. Times 3, move over, it becomes divide. Alright? So the greatest integer value, let us draw a number line, negative 13 over 3. 13 over 3 will give you 4 and 1/3. Now, here is where I would say that in this case, if you give him mixed number, it's actually easier because the greatest integer will just be down here and I know it is negative 5. That's why the answer is negative 5. So please remember the rules still apply. If the m value, the coefficient is negative, just move it over to the other side to change the sign. While the right hand side must also move to the left hand side to accommodate their needs. All right.